Hello and welcome. If you have plans to fly in 2026, or even if you have a trip booked for this summer, you need to be aware of new airline rules. Many of these updates, which took effect this year, are either unknown to most seniors or are widely misunderstood. Some of these changes can end up costing you real money if you're not prepared. But others are actually new protections and passenger rights that work in your favor. Rights that airlines aren't exactly advertising because it costs them money when you use them. Today, we're going to cover everything you need to know. We'll look at what specifically has changed, what you are legally entitled to, and the exact words to use to ensure you get the fair treatment you deserve. Before we dive in, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. When airline policies shift, when the TSA updates its procedures, or when federal travel protections are expanded, most travelers only find out when they're standing at the airport counter, and by then, it's often too late. Subscribing ensures you're always informed. Now, let's get started. Let's begin with the single biggest airline change of 2026. This one impacts every single person flying on Southwest, which is one of the nation's largest airlines. For 52 years, Southwest famously used an open seating system. You would check in, receive a boarding group with a letter and number, and then rush aboard to claim the best seat you could find. That entire system is now gone. As of January 27, 2026, Southwest has officially switched to an assigned seating model. Now, when you book your flight, you will select a specific seat at the time of purchase, just as you would with almost every other major carrier. For the average traveler, this is mostly a change in process. But for seniors, there are two critical details to understand about how this new system operates. First, if you opt for the least expensive fare, which Southwest calls the basic fare, the airline will automatically assign you a seat when you check in. You do not get to choose it. The seat you're assigned is very likely to be an undesirable middle seat, probably located at the back of the aircraft. If you need an aisle seat, a seat closer to the front for mobility reasons, or extra legroom due to a medical condition, the basic fare is no longer a reliable option for you. Second, and this is the crucial part the airlines will not volunteer, if you require a specific seat because of a medical reason or a disability, you are entitled to it at no additional cost under the Air Carrier Access Act. This is a federal law, and it applies to all airlines, including Southwest under its new system. If you have a condition that necessitates an aisle seat, perhaps you have a knee replacement, a hip issue, or a bladder condition that requires easier restroom access, or any other documented mobility concern, that is not a simple preference. It is a required medical accommodation. Here's what you do. When you book your flight, you call the Southwest Accessibility Desk. You explain your needs and the medical reason behind them. By law, they are required to block that specific seat for you without charging an upgrade fee. Never pay extra for a seat that you are legally entitled to receive for free. Our second point concerns the TSA security checkpoint. There's a specific rule that's been in effect for years, yet a surprising number of people over the age of 75 are completely unaware of it. If you are 75 years old or older, you are not required to remove your shoes when going through airport security. The TSA has an established protocol that explicitly exempts passengers aged 75 and up from this requirement. You are also permitted to keep a light jacket on. The problem arises because TSA agents are often dealing with long, fast-moving lines. In the rush, an agent might wave at the whole line and shout, "Shoes off, laptops out," without considering the individual travelers. Do not allow the chaotic environment of the checkpoint to pressure you into doing something that isn't required of you. As you approach the conveyor belt, make eye contact with a TSA officer and state clearly and calmly, "I am over 75 and I am keeping my shoes on." You are not asking for their permission. You are simply stating a fact based on their own official rules. The agent will then guide you through the screening process accordingly. Furthermore, if you have a metal implant, such as a hip or knee replacement or a pacemaker, and you trigger the metal detector, you will be sent for additional screening. You have the absolute right to request that this screening be conducted while you are seated. Just say, "I have a medical device and I cannot stand with my arms raised for an extended period. I need to be screened while seated." They will provide a chair for you. This simple request helps preserve your dignity and, just as importantly, your balance. The third item on our list is one of the most helpful and underutilized tools for senior travelers, and it is completely free. It's called a non-passenger escort pass, sometimes referred to as a gate pass. This pass allows a family member, a friend, or a caregiver who is not flying that day to go with you through the security checkpoint, all the way to your departure gate, and wait with you until you board the plane. This service is free and available at all major U.S. airports, issued directly by the airlines. Here is the exact procedure to get one. After you book your ticket, call the airline. Tell the representative, "I am an elderly traveler, and I will need a gate pass for a companion who will be assisting me to my gate." On the day of your flight, you and your companion should go to the airline's check-in counter together. Your companion must present their own valid, real ID-compliant, government-issued identification, like a driver's license or a passport. The agent will verify the ID and then print a pass that functions just like a boarding pass, allowing them to go through security with you. Your companion can then help you with your luggage, wait with you at the gate, and even speak to gate agents on your behalf in case of a delay or a gate change. One very important note: when using a gate pass, you must arrive at the airport earlier than you normally would. The check-in agent needs time to verify your companion's ID and issue the pass, a process that adds a few extra minutes. This is not a service you can use if you are running late. Our fourth point is for anyone who travels with medications or essential medical supplies. There's a federal regulation that many seniors don't know about, and as a result, they may be needlessly throwing away money or essential items. The TSA's 3.4-ounce liquid rule does not apply to medically necessary liquids. Let me repeat that. The limit does not apply. Your insulin, your nutritional drinks like Ensure or Glucerna, your liquid prescription medications, your saline solution, and even your liquid supplements are all exempt from the standard travel size limit. You can carry a full-size bottle of these items. The critical step is to declare them properly at the security checkpoint. Do not just leave these items buried inside your carry-on bag. Before you even get to the conveyor belt, separate all of your medical liquids into a clear bag. It does not have to be a quart-sized bag. Any clear bag will do. When you place this bag in the bin, look directly at the TSA officer and say, "I am declaring these medically necessary liquids." That specific word, declaring, is key. It officially triggers the exemption protocol. The officer will likely run the items through a separate scanner and may wave a small testing strip over any opened bottles. This is a standard safety verification. They are not trying to confiscate your property. A specific note about ice packs for insulin. They must be frozen completely solid when you present them for screening. If they have started to melt and are slushy, the TSA can reclassify them as liquids and may confiscate them. Make sure they are frozen rock hard before you leave your house. Our fifth and final point is about a free tool for international travelers that almost no one over 60 seems to use, but it can save you an enormous amount of time and hassle. If you've ever returned to the United States from an international trip, you know the scene at customs. Hundreds of tired travelers snaking through a line that can easily take 60 to 90 minutes or even longer. There is a free official app from U.S. Customs and Border Protection called Mobile Passport Control. Before you leave on your trip, you download the app and set up your profile by simply scanning your passport. That's all the setup you need to do. When your international flight lands back in the U.S., while the plane is still taxiing to the gate, you open the app. You'll answer the standard customs declaration questions and hit submit. The app will then generate a unique QR code for you. When you get to the customs hall, instead of getting in that massive main line, you look for signs for the mobile passport control lane. This lane is almost always empty or has just a handful of people in it. You show the customs officer your QR code and your physical passport, and you are on your way. People regularly use this app to bypass hour-long lines and get through customs in under 10 minutes. This is not the same as global entry, which costs $100, requires a background check, involves a lengthy interview, and can take months to get approved. Mobile passport control is free, requires no pre-approval, and no interview. If you travel internationally even once a year, you should download this app before your next trip. So let's quickly review the full picture. Southwest's open seating is a thing of the past as of January 27, 2026. If you have a medical need for a specific seat, you are entitled to it for free under federal law by contacting the airline's accessibility desk. If you're 75 or older, you don't need to take off your shoes at the TSA checkpoint. State it clearly. A non-passenger Escort pass allows a loved one to accompany you to your gate for free. Just call the airline after booking to arrange it. Medically necessary liquids are exempt from the 3.4-ounce rule. Be sure to separate them and use the word declaring at the checkpoint. Finally, the Mobile Passport Control app is a free way to skip the long customs lines when you return from international travel. Airlines and airports often profit from confusion. Now you know your rights. Please subscribe, share this video with another traveler, and I will see you in the next one.